This podcast is brought to you by Collector Legion. For all your single and gaming needs, there is no substitute. And if you're lucky enough to find yourself in LA with time to play, check them out for the best in-person gaming experience this side of the Pro Tour. Welcome to Split Second Sorcerers. I'm your host with the most judge calls in one turn, Isaac Sears, and today on the pod we have the 2023 Player of the Year, the 2014 World Magic Cup winner and member of Team Dane Blast, and the last player on Earth to play exclusively Time Spiral Basics. It's
the one, the only
Yawgmoth's Breakfast, or as you otherwise may know him, Simon Nielsen!
Hey everyone, it is me. All those accolades, they are me.
Well, something else that might be about you. In your opinion, what's the best time period of your favorite constructed format?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I would probably refer to the original, not original, the original Innistrad, and Ravnica. I think those were standard together. Yeah, that's often the format that most people refer to as the best standard format. I definitely remember fondly, that's when I when I started playing GPs. So there's a lot of
this is Lightning Helix off the top standard, right?
No. This is it's not original Ravnica. It's like the Return to Ravnica. Original.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
This is the
Geist of Saint
Traft,
Traft,
Geist of Saint Traft, but also Gunfire the Damned.
Yeah, everybody's favorite.
Yes, exactly. So
speaking of everybody's favorite card, if you could have a card's art tattooed on your body, which would it be and where?
Oh, interesting. I don't really do tattoos. So I think I haven't actually thought about this. It would probably be one of the Moxen maybe, or something like that, something that's a little bit iconic. But yeah, maybe it would be something more subtle.
Jewel on the family jewels.
Yeah, I do love the artwork of Voice of Resurgence. That's my my Facebook cover photo. Because it has, but that's really hard to tattoo. Because it's really hard to get that effect of when I looked at the card the first time, I was like, oh, that's just a bush. And I looked again, I was like, oh my god, there's an elf. So that's something I really like about that card.
If you could change one thing about Magic, whether it be structure, bannings, unbannings, what have you, what would it be?
I think it would bring back GPs. It's not really about the game itself, but yeah.
Wizards, hire this man. What was your biggest MTG level up moment?
I think there's always a bunch of them. I think something that has really stuck with me for a long time was back playing Modern against the Icon Ravager Affinity, where I just kept losing to it because I got killed out of nowhere, and I promised myself that I would always count, always do the math, and that has really stuck with me ever since. Whenever I'm thinking about an attack, I'm gonna count up all my damage I'm doing, all my damage my opponent can potentially do. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not caught off guard by anything. And so those someone said on Twitter at some point that if Simon gets to do arithmetics, it's really scary, and that's kind of this thing I do in Magic is arithmetics. So
who's the first player you remember idolizing?
Oh, hey, it's kind of an interesting story here. It's Condy Woods actually, which is yeah. So this is getting deep now because I had a lot of trouble with that as well. Because obviously way before he was arrested for something terrible. He was a brewer. I was a brewer. He was always he did all these cool things but did really well with them, and so that's why I kind of I looked up to him and his videos. And he started doing a lot of dancing, and I was I really like to dance too, and so I kind of followed that too. And then I had kind of an identity crisis, when he turned out to be a terrible human being, and I was wait, am I on the same path when I'm also liking the same things? So yeah, no, so that was not a very.
And then
fun
he had to
answer
stop
question,
dancing.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful though, because that really does kind of plunge to the depths of it, and it is more complex, and that is a really great story, and I'm glad you're going to keep on dancing and winning.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it my own way.
Get arrested for things.
I also found out that I'm just not a brewer. I'm way better at tuning decks than I am at building them. So, yeah.
Woo! Dodge that one. What's your favorite tourney venue?
Ooh, the one in Nice where we had the World Magic Cup. I actually
I wonder why.
Well, I actually went back for the World Magic Cup when I wasn't qualified in 2017, just because it was the same venue, and I just wanted to like watch the tournament, and like hang out with like places with people and such. So that was
Plus, you get to walk by that building that's shaped like a head.
Yes, and also like the floors are like carpeted. So yeah. Which, I mean, any venue that does
Big
that,
plus.
like, the Pro Tour in Philadelphia was also like perfect because it was it feels so special.
Well, things that perhaps don't feel special. What was the first Magic card you hated?
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if I hate. Okay, so one card. It's not the first one. One card I hate is Uro. Just this stupid face on Arena. Well, it's like, so Uro is like the epitome of like
Stupid face.
everything I hate about like everything, like the part about Magic that I really dislike, or the games, like the types of games I dislike. Like, I don't mind if my opponent combo kills me on turn 2. I think that's cool. I don't mind if like, like my Lantern opponent locks me out. I think that's cool. What I do mind is that if my opponent has won the game by burying me in value, but I am forced to sit and play the game, like against Lantern, you're just screwed, right? Like against, like the fact that the games just continue, and especially when we're playing a mirror, and it's like, it's so annoying. That can the game just like end 4 turns ago, please? It's like that's something I don't like about.
It's over, but it's not over yet. But it's over.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that you hate, what's the worst you've ever been BM'd?
Ooh, yes. So this was at GP in London. And it wasn't even like, I guess it wasn't even well, it's kind of like a BM, but yeah, it's more of a bad B story, this one, but well, I'll get to it. So this is this is a GP in London here. I'm like just getting my feet wet in Magic. This point is 2015. I have this like really cool Sultai control deck with Dig Through Time and Den Protector, and like the Flip Jace. So like just a bunch of ways to recur Dig Through Time. You're just like exactly what I just talked about with Aurora, I don't like. Anyways.
But you had to work for it. It was
beautiful. So I'm playing against like the Nykthos ramp deck, like Mono Green Ramp or Red Green Ramp. And like I have this game under control. Like I have like Disdainful Strokes and Hero's Downfalls. I mean I'm locked up here. I have like I guess Seder Wayfinders in play to like chump block anything that might happen. His board is empty and I have an Ugin in hand, 7 lands. So I am very fine. Pass the turn here. Opponent goes off the top. There's a Gaia's that's Gaia's Might, but like Gaia's it's Revenge of Gaia or something. Gaia's Revenge.
Oh yeah,
the
7 mana 8/5.
Like you can't like counter or target or anything. But like okay, sure, that's actually fine. I can still chump block with my Seder. I can like bring back some like Deathmish Raptors. Like I'm gonna be okay. So like next turn, I just like well I have another Wayfinder. Find my 8th land for Ugin next turn. That can clear that thing. Get my Raptors back. Like I'm okay. My opponent goes, the land gets like unblockable to target thing. There's like a
Rogue's Passage.
Like, exactly, Rogue's Passage, and I'm like losing it. Like, scoop up my cards. I'm playing for day 2. I'm like, I'm so frustrated. My friend goes like looks at me and says, Simon, that thing can't be targeted by non-green sources, which include that land. And and I look at my opponent. I'm like, oh my god, like. I had, I had all these things in my hand. Like, are you gonna take this win? He's like, yeah, of course. And then like left. And that I like stormed out to the Rimmer Thames and just screamed "fuck" at the top of my lungs. So I was very agitated because that was like, I was out of the tournament for that. From that match.
Well, some people say Magic's always better than your day job, but for those that don't know, what is your day job?
Well, Magic is like, my way of income. And it has been for a while.
Nice.
But I also study linguistics. And in Denmark, we get paid to study. So, yeah. Just a little bit, but it covers my rent. So.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So Magic is kind of like my student job. And yeah, so that's obviously like something that is like, I'm trying to balance, doing like both that as well as playing in tournament, trying to like, do my study at like, half the pace and see if I can like make it. But yeah, it's really important for me to like also make sure I like do things in other arenas, even though things are going incredibly well in Magic right now.
What's your favorite deck that you've ever played?
Hogak, maybe? I don't know. Like, that was really sweet.
The villain has arrived, everyone.
Yeah, I think that's at least like one of them that's like really high up there. I don't know. I also played like some like when I started playing, I had like within like a few years of playing, I had a zombie birthing pod deck that I thought was like really nice. So that was like again back in like that standard like Innistrad. I guess it was like yeah, but again like back in the original Innistrad meta. Yeah. So like I don't know. I really like decks that like kind of interact a little bit with graveyard, have a lot of creature combat, and do some things in logistic like. Get like all those pieces combined. I also love playing like hardened scales for like the one tournament I did that, for instance. But in general, I really like a lot of things about Magic. Like there's only like this one specific thing I don't like, but like
it's just one thing.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, I'm really like I just like Magic. Yeah.
What's the most difficult match you've ever won?
Interesting. Wow, there's a lot of good matches.
I've won so many.
Yeah, exactly. And like honestly, none of them have been difficult, so I don't know. But so, yeah, I just tried to.
No, don't follow up. That answer's staying. What's the worst card you've ever registered in a constructed tournament?
Like so many. I love playing bad cards. Yeah, that's like
it shows off how good
fourth
I
thing
am.
in a good like in a deck that I really like. It has to have some terrible cards. Yeah, I don't like playing with good cards that much. Like I'm not really a cuber, for instance, for that reason. But I think one of my favorite bad cards is Snop on Sentry. It's just like one of my favorite cards ever.
This is the 1 mana 03.
Yes,
that
exactly.
You get...
It matches your record. It's just beautiful. So I actually played the guy recently in Pioneer in like the Convoke deck, and I think it's like legit good there. Like I think the card is really good. Like just like because a lot of the times like it's not about like like chipping in damage early in these white decks. You just like want to build boards in a mana efficient way, and it's like just the best thing for building boards in a mana efficient way. So yeah, I think the card is like actually great, but it's also a terrible card.
What's the first Magic card you remember?
My first rare I ever opened in a booster was Knowledge Pool.
And the rest is history.
And so I was super excited about building a Knowledge Pool deck where you just copied it over and over again because I didn't quite understand how the rules worked, but I thought that you would then like get to choose what happens and like all these cards that like travel through like different dimensions and you end up with like something weird happening. Yeah, it was good.
Huh? All right, well, the pod judge has just told me that they called time 9 minutes ago.
Wow.
And we only have time for one more question, so I'm going to leave you with this one. Milkshake or root beer float?
Milkshake.
Do you have any upcoming tournaments that the fans can, like root you on or watch, or if not, or also, do you have anywhere that they can follow you, whether it be like Twitter or Instagram?
I'm on Twitter at MR Checklist Card, Mr. Checklist Card. Yeah, that's probably an old handle. I have to change at some point. But yeah, on Twitter you can find me there. My next upcoming tournament is going to be the Flesh and Blood World Championship. So I'm trying to like survey 2 World Championships in the same year, which would be
collect all the trophies, all the games. Well, that does it for this episode. Thank you to my guests Simon, Richard Garfield, and you, the viewer. If y'all have any guests or questions you'd like to see asked on this program, feel free to let me know in the comments or just hit me up on Twitter at LikeIkes. And remember, folks, it's handshake, sign the slip, then throw the O3 deck in the trash, not the other way around.